What's going on, everybody? My name is Taappzz. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, thank you for joining us. Now, if you're just coming off of watching the Pokemon video and wondering, wow, this guy's wearing the same shirt, wow, he looks the exact same, that's because I just made that video about an hour ago, and I'm making another one. So, yeah, 2 videos, 1 day, don't get used to it. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about Mizkif and his return to streaming. He just uploaded his apology video about an hour ago. So, in my opinion, not the biggest breaking news, but I wanted to make a video on it because that's kind of the content I like to circle around, are like the internet personalities and content creators and stuff like that. I kind of sort of want to stay away from the heavier topics and whatnot going on in the world, and yeah, just keep you guys informed on what's going on in the internet gaming sphere area type thing, whatever you want to call it. Let's just watch the fucking video, dude. All right, this is the video. As you can see, he did just upload it an hour ago as of the making of this video. Let's just watch it. I watched it previously, and I thought it was pretty genuine, but I'm going to leave that for you guys to decide what you think.
Hello. I've been wanting to make this video for a while now, and now that the investigation is over, I would like to address my embarrassing comeback stream in October.
For anybody that doesn't know, I'm not going to go over every single detail, but a couple of months ago, Mizkif's friend was accused of sexually assaulting another streamer, and Mizkif covered it up for like a year or something like that, and then everything came out, and there was a whole big backlash on Mizkif and OTK, all the members and stuff like that, which actually caused Mizkif to kick his best friend out of his house, Mizkif to be kicked off the board as an OTK director or board member, whatever they call it, and he came back to stream maybe like 2 weeks later, and he was cracking jokes about it and making very light of the situation. Kind of pretty scummy stuff. That's why he streamed for like a week, and then he's been gone since. He hasn't streamed in like 2 months. But let's see what he has to say.
My behavior on that stream was absolutely unacceptable.
I agree.
I communicated almost...
For anybody that wants more background context and information, I highly encourage you to go do some research, watch some YouTube videos, scroll through some tweets if you want the entire context of the stream he's talking about and the situation that happened beforehand. Please go do your due diligence and look into the situation further.
Almost everything terribly, and I was completely tone deaf to such a serious situation, and I'm so sorry for how I acted. It was completely insensitive. I want to apologize to everybody, but especially victims of sexual assault. The way I behaved was horrible, and I will be better, and I will learn from this situation. I want to be better not only for myself, but for my audience.
So one thing I will say about Mizkif is I used to be a pretty big Mizkif fan. I used to watch him a lot back when he was in his old house, and I've kind of stayed away from his content for like a year, almost 2 years now, I want to say. He obviously, just by looking at the background of his room, he comes off as a very big man-child, very immature. So am I. That doesn't mean you can't not be a good person. You can be a good person and still have, a Donkey Kong stuffed animal in the background. It's just, you have to learn when to make jokes and when to tone it back a little bit. And with Mizkif's comeback stream, he didn't tone it down at all. He was very insensitive and did not care about who he was talking about or the subject matter that was being discussed. He just was doing Mizkif things and cracking jokes, and like I said, he didn't care who it actually affected.
And I want my influence on this world to be positive, and I don't want anybody to deem the way I acted in that first stream as acceptable or okay, because it was not. I could talk about how I'm going to do everything differently, but I'd rather just prove it to you guys through better behavior overall and better content. That's really all I wanted to say. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'm sorry for such a long wait for a response. If you are angry with me, I completely understand. But I absolutely do love this job. I love streaming, and I hope you guys stick along. Thank you.
So, like I said, I'll leave this video up in the air for you guys to decide how you want to feel about it. Me personally, this is a very different Mizkif. I think in this video, he presents himself very maturely. I think he is taking this situation a lot more serious than a lot of other people would. Obviously, now that he understands those kind of jokes will not be tolerated, that like taking such a light stance on such a horrible thing that happened to this I believe her name was Adriana. I do apologize if I got that wrong. I think that's what her name was. Horrible thing that happened. But I do respect Mizkif for owning up to his actions, and, you know, like he said, hopefully he will be better in the future, and I think he will be. I hope that this is a really big turning point for Mizkif's career and him as a person, to take this opportunity to still be able to meme and have lighthearted streams and, you know, provide entertaining content, but still have that aspect of maturity to where if something, God forbid, like this happens again, he can own up to it sooner and take it with a more serious tone than he has in the past. Now, this is the statement that OTK put out yesterday, I believe, or maybe the day before. It's in regards to their investigation into the sexual assault and cover-up and all that stuff. I'll read it to you very briefly. September 20th, OTK began the process of contracting a third-party law firm to investigate the conduct and allegations made against one of our founding members, Mizkif. We proceeded to retain Jackson Walter LLP, one of the largest, most experienced, neutral investigative firms in our state. The scope of the investigation was to determine whether or not Mizkif attempted to cover up or minimize a sexual assault allegedly committed by one of his former roommates. Jackson Walker was granted free rein to gather all relevant facts, interview witnesses, and advise OTK as to whether evidence supported the allegations. Mizkif was placed on unpaid leave for the duration of the investigation. According to Jackson Walker's investigation, Investigations Counsel did not find direct evidence that Mizkif's attempt to minimize or cover up sexual assault as alleged. Nevertheless, OTK believes that Mizkif has shown a callous disregard towards the severity of sexual misconduct and a racial prejudice in our space. His statements regarding these matters on his comeback stream October 11th demonstrated a lack of empathy and ignorance towards the seriousness of the situation and the impact that his conduct has on our community. Pretty much the same thing that I just said 2 minutes ago. Mizkif didn't give a fuck about any of the stuff he was saying. But anyway, due to his actions, OTK board directors has suspended Mizkif from board duties effective immediately, and he will be placed on monitored probation until he demonstrates to the board that he is capable of upholding our organization's values. His status as an OTK member has otherwise been reinstated. OTK stands firmly against sexual harassment, assault, and bigotry of all forms, and is committed to upholding its core values of equality, respect, and inclusivity. We appreciate the support of our community throughout this process and will continue working tirelessly to ensure our organization is one you can be proud of. If you want to go read this for yourself, just go to OTK's Twitter. It's going to be right there. And yeah, you can read it for yourself. All in all, like I said, guys, I really do hope this is a very big turning point for Mizkif. I hope he can approach these types of situations with a much more mature and understanding aspect, point of view, stuff along those lines. And yeah, that's really all I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as well with the bell icon to get notified when I upload in the future. And I will see you guys later. Thank you again.